I'd appreciate any advice on how to approach the situation or behave from here on out. My fiance Steve asked for my hand in marriage, and our wedding will be this summer. Naturally, we're both very excited and have been for the past months. We've been together for 8 years and have gone through college together, traveled the world, and have cultivated a large but close friend group we're very happy with. He has a sister who has always kind of felt like a one-upper to him. In the past, I've tried to be the voice of reason. She was kind of lonely, didn't have many friends, and had one painful past relationship. So we have tried to include her, patch up the relationship, and so on, but it never really became a close relationship. The reasons why have always been there looking back. She either acts jealous towards me or he announces anything special. She has to one-up him, be the center of attention, etc. He says it has always been this way. Even back when they were children. There is this weird, unspoken competition between her and everybody else in the family, where she's always trying to belittle another person or steal the show. Needless to say, it has become quite annoying, but so far, neither of us has lost their temper with her. A few days ago, at a family get-together, they were drinking wine and cheering, and his sister and her new partner of 1.5 years announced their engagement out of nowhere, seemingly, just shy of a month after moving to the city together. We're happy, smiling, trying to push away the weird gut feeling that comes creeping up. But then, we both catch a glimpse of her ring finger and suspect they copied our ring. After a while, it sank in. It is an exact copy of the engagement ring her brother had carefully picked out for me. We tried to take the high road, congratulated, but soon thereafter, left for our house. In the past few days, both of us have been very upset, disappointed, angry, and we are also weirded out by it and incredibly put off. I am trying to contain myself. I am telling myself that it's only a materialistic thing, and if she's found happiness, we should be sharing that. But on the inside, I am fuming, and so is my fiancé. Update. I really want to thank everyone for their input. It helped me put things into perspective. No matter if accidentally or on purpose, this does not take away the significance of the ring my fiancé gave me and put so much thought into. The memories it holds, all of our past adventures are still unique to us. And it might have been a wake-up call for me in terms of seeing clearly what my fiancé has always told me. From now on, I will not include her anymore. I will limit our contact and keep her on an information diet. Thank you. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. 6 months isn't shortly after, and many engagement rings have similar styles, even custom ones. People often see jewelry, clothes, and home decor that someone else has and decide they like it. Gently, your wedding or engagement is yours, but they don't need to be unique in every aspect. I really wouldn't stress this. It's her life, her engagement, and her future marriage. Same for you. Enjoy your engagement and don't get too deep into the weeds of fraught family relationships. In my experience, it does no good and only distracts you from your own happiness. If she's a pill, limit contact. Congratulations, by the way. May your marriage be long and happy. Comment 2. This is not a problem unless you make it one. Perhaps she is trying to copy you to annoy you. But if you just ignore it and don't let it bother you, it will not bother you. If she truly is that pathetically competitive, you should feel sorry for her as she has mental health problems. But you should not let this make you develop a competitive streak yourself. Now, for the update. Hey everyone, thanks for all the comments on my last post. They really helped me see things more clearly. So, here's the update you've all been waiting for. After the whole ring fiasco, things got even more intense. Steve and I had a long talk about his sister's behavior. We realized that this wasn't just about the ring. It was about years of her trying to overshadow him. Remember how I mentioned she always had to be the center of attention? Well, it turns out that even during our college graduation, she made a scene because she wasn't the one graduating. It's like a pattern with her. But let's get to the juicy part. Steve and I decided to confront her about the ring. We invited her and her fiancé over for dinner, hoping to clear the air. It was awkward at first, but then Steve just came out with it. He asked her why she chose a ring that was identical to mine. You could have cut the tension with a knife. Her response was shocking. She broke down, admitting that she had always felt overshadowed by Steve's achievements and that she wanted something that would make her feel equal. It was a jaw-dropping moment. I never expected her to open up like that. Her fiancé was just as surprised as we were, and it seemed like he didn't know about her insecurities. After a long, emotional conversation, we came to a compromise. Steve and I agreed to support her more and acknowledge her accomplishments. In return, she promised to stop competing with us and to get a different ring. It was a huge relief to finally address the elephant in the room. But wait, there's more. A few days later, we all went ring shopping together. It was actually kind of fun, and she found a ring that she loved. It was nothing like mine, and you could tell she was genuinely happy with it. It felt like a new chapter for all of us. Now, for the new developments. Last week, we had another family get-together. This time, it was different. Steve's sister was more relaxed, and there was no competition or one-upping. She even pulled me aside to apologize for everything. It was a moment I never thought would happen. But then, out of nowhere, her fiancé proposed to her again. Right there in front of everyone with the new ring. It was a surprise to all of us, and it was actually really sweet. Steve and I were genuinely happy for them, and it felt like we were finally moving past all the drama. However, the surprises didn't stop there. During the party, Steve's sister announced that they were planning to move to a new city for her fiancé's job. It was a shock, but it also felt like a fresh start for them. And for us, it meant that we could have our wedding without worrying about any more drama. In the end, it's been a ride of emotions, but I feel like we're in a better place now. Steve and I are focusing on our wedding, and we're excited for the future. As for his sister, I think she's finally starting to find her own path, and I'm hopeful that our relationship will continue to improve. Wife fails to deliver my birthday gift and buys me a cheap cookie decorating kit as a replacement, but then she tells me not to bring my gifts for her to open in front of her family because my gift hasn't arrived yet. Oh boy. She opens my presents and says she asked for different gifts. Her family tries to reassure me, but I feel worthless. Then my mom hears about it. I had an interesting Christmas. First, on my birthday in November, my wife told me my gift was on the way. It never came. She said it kept getting delayed. She ended up buying a Target sugar cookie house decorating kit. Fast forward to a few weeks ago. She had asked me to help make a book of wedding pictures for her parents for Christmas, which I did. It was ordered for them last week. Last night, the two of us opened presents with her parents. She discouraged me from bringing any of my presents for her to be opened in front of her family because your gift isn't here yet. I suggested printing a picture of it and putting the picture in a gift card box or something. She said she couldn't do that. Tells her parents about the photo book and shows them a picture of it on her phone, then turns to me and says, "That's your gift too." Then she opens my presents. One was all 3 Taylor Swift covers of Time magazine. She said, "I asked for Eras Tour tickets." That's the only thing I asked for this year. We had talked about the tickets months ago. Seeing the cheapest ones would be $1,500 each, and she already said she didn't want me to go with her, but she wanted an extra ticket for her friend. So she wanted me to spend at least $3,000 on tickets for something she didn't want me to do with her. Then she opened the next gift, tickets for a day of whitewater rafting that includes gear and training from an instructor. She said, "Oh, great." She said she didn't want practical gifts, and this was something we could do together. At this point, her family is saying they're good gifts and they're thoughtful, just trying to make me feel better, but it literally made me feel worthless. She hated what I got her, and she basically forgot to get me anything. Her parents called me and reassured me again that they were good gifts, and now my mom is calling me asking what I got from my wife for Christmas. And it's becoming a huge thing because she apparently heard what happened. What do I even do at this point? We've been married 2 years, and she has not been one for buying gifts. Well, but this is a new low. I offered to return the tickets, and her response was, "I'll do it because you want us to do it." Any advice on handling this with my wife or discussing this with my mom would be appreciated, because so far I've dodged going into a lot of detail about it when my mom tries to dig deeper into a conversation about it. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Your wife sounds like she is 12 years old. You need a divorce. This is a huge warning sign of your future together. She is extremely immature, extremely ungrateful, and extremely childish. Unrelated. Side note, not even sure why your family on both sides needs to be all up and into what your gifts were for each other and have comments, talks, and opinions. So many things wrong with that. Comment 2. Tell your mom the truth. Has your wife always been like this? She seems very selfish, married only 2 years, and it sounds like it's already rocky. First your birthday, and now Christmas. You need to tell your wife how you feel. How she responds will be very telling. I hate to say divorce, but you may want to cut your losses. Now for the update. Day 1, post-Christmas. So it's been 3 days since the whole Christmas debacle, and things have been tense around the house. My wife has been quiet, and I've been trying to figure out how to navigate this mess. I decided to sit down with her and have a heart-to-heart about how I felt. I reminded her of the time we went to that concert for her favorite band, and how we promised to always make an effort for each other's happiness. She listened, but I could tell she was holding something back. Later that evening, my phone buzzed with a message from her friend, the one she wanted to take to the Taylor Swift concert. Apparently, my wife had been planning a surprise birthday party for me, and the friend accidentally spilled the beans. I was shocked. My wife had never been great at keeping secrets, like the time she tried to hide the fact that she'd adopted a cat for us, but left the adoption papers out on the kitchen counter. Day 2. Post-Christmas. The next day, my wife finally opened up. She admitted that she had been feeling overwhelmed with work and had completely dropped the ball on my Christmas gift. She felt terrible about it, especially after seeing how much effort I had put into her gifts and the photo book for her parents. She confessed that she had been trying to make it up to me with the surprise party, but now that was ruined too. I was still processing the surprise party when she dropped another bombshell. She had actually bought the Taylor Swift tickets, the ones she had been so upset about not receiving. She had planned to surprise me with them at the party. I was floored. I remembered how she had been extra protective of her phone lately, and it all started to make sense. Day 3, post-Christmas today, we tried to make the best of the situation. We decided to go whitewater rafting with the tickets I had given her. It was a cold day, but we were determined to have a good time. As we navigated the rapids, I saw a side of my wife I hadn't seen in a long time. She was laughing and screaming with excitement. It reminded me of our honeymoon when we went ziplining, and she was the bravest one out there. After the rafting trip, we sat in the car, drying off and warming up. She turned to me and apologized again for everything. She handed me an envelope. Inside were the Taylor Swift tickets. I was stunned. She explained that she wanted to give me the extra ticket so I could invite my mom, knowing how much she loved Taylor Swift too. It was a thoughtful gesture, considering the rocky relationship my wife and mom had since our wedding planning days when they clashed over every little detail. As we drove home, I couldn't help but feel a mix of emotions. I was happy about the tickets and the effort my wife had made, but I was also sad that our communication had broken down so much that it led to this whole mess. We agreed to work on being more open with each other and to never let gift giving, or the lack thereof, come between us again. We agreed to live without internet, TV, Wi-Fi, or computer in our house. But I got bored and bought a TV and internet, and my partner got angry and told me to leave. Then I found out she was spending time with her ex. We have lived together for over a year, and we have our good and bad times, and lately it has been rough. She is gone from the house all the time. She rarely shares where she is or where she goes. She spends less and less time with me. I have talked to her about this and how I feel a need for more time together, but to no avail. When we moved into this house to live together, she told me she did not want to have internet, Wi-Fi, a TV, or a computer. All things I enjoy and used to love were hobbies like playing my PlayStation 5, my PC, watching sports, etc. But it was very important to her. I agreed and was more than willing to sell my things, earn some extra money, and focus on her and her hobbies. She much prefers board games, time in nature, etc., and I honestly love those things too. At first, she gave me a lot of her time, and our time together was great. Lots of time with board games, outside, playing sports together, being active, etc. So much time outside of work was just us. Over time, she has found new hobbies, new things to do outside of us, and that has left me alone quite a lot lately. Sometimes for 5 to 10 hours per day, some days less, but some days more. The short of it is, I am bored. With nothing to do but other things I am not really interested in. I do not want to go out, but I do not want to be stuck here at the house by myself with nothing to do except chores, be on my phone, or sleep. I told her I wanted to get back into gaming, get a TV, PlayStation 5, and internet. She blew up and was pissed, yelled at me, and refused to talk to me about it. She left the house for the rest of the day and was gone for 7 to 8 hours. But during that time, instead of being bored again while she was gone, I went ahead and did the things I said I was going to. Well, today is the following day, and I just told her what I purchased and did to be clear about it and not hide it. She got angry, said I knew having the internet was a deal breaker, and I did it anyway, said some other hurtful things, and then asked me to leave. I am sure I could have communicated this better, but I just want to know if I can save this somehow and still have something to do like game or watch some TV, even if only while she is gone. I told her while she was home or wanted to go out together that I would always give her and the home 100% priority, and I mean that, but that did not matter. Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Can I make this work? Why do you want to make this work? And why did you agree to this nonsense in the first place? That wasn't a compromise, that was time travel back to the 1940s. Out of curiosity, are you allowed to have a smartphone or only a phone with no internet? If a phone with internet, how is she okay with that? Does she have internet on her phone? Comment 2. OP, this will shock you, but there are a million attractive, outdoorsy girls out there who will let you have access to technology and not freak out when you play a video game like she's your boomer grandma, and they probably won't ignore you either. Now for the update. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around after my last post. It's been a wild 3 months since then, and boy, do I have an update for you. So, after my girlfriend kicked me out for getting the internet and a PlayStation 5, I crashed at my buddy's place. I was pretty down, not gonna lie. I missed her, but I also missed having my own space and things to do. I thought a lot about our relationship and how it changed from those early days when we were inseparable. Remember how she used to be all about board games and nature walks? Well, turns out, while I was sitting at home, she was out exploring more than just new hobbies. I found out from a mutual friend that she'd been spending a lot of her alone time with her ex. Yeah, the one she always said was just a friend. That hit me like a ton of bricks. I confronted her about it, and she didn't even deny it. She said she needed someone who shared her values, and that my love for gaming and tech wasn't it. I couldn't believe it. All this time, I thought we were on the same page, but she was on a totally different book. But here's where it gets even crazier. I started hanging out more with my buddy and his girlfriend, and one night, we ended up at this local bar. Guess who I saw there? My ex. With her ex. They didn't see me at first, so I watched them for a bit. They looked cozy, laughing and touching each other's arms. It stung, but it also made me realize I was better off without her. I decided to focus on myself. I got a new place, set up my gaming station, and even joined a local soccer league. I was doing my own thing, and it felt good. But then, out of the blue, she showed up at my door one evening. She said she made a mistake, that she missed me, and that she wanted to try again. I was shocked. Part of me wanted to slam the door in her face, but I didn't. We talked for hours. She told me how things didn't work out with her ex, how she realized she took me for granted, and how she missed our connection. She even said she'd be okay with me gaming as long as we still spent quality time together. It was tempting, but something inside me had shifted. I realized I didn't want to go back to the way things were. I told her I needed someone who supported me and my interests, not someone who wanted to change me. She left that night, and I haven't seen her since. Life's been different since then. I've been reconnecting with old friends, diving into my hobbies, and even started dating someone new. She's cool with my gaming, and we have a blast playing co-op games together. As for my ex, I heard she's moved on too. She's been seen around town with another guy, someone who apparently hates technology as much as she does. Good for them, I guess. If you liked this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.